Time for something a little different. It's time for the thing that all Digimon tamers are curious about. The March ban list coming out this Saturday. What will be hid? What will be set free? Will I ever stop huffing this copium that is me wanting BT11 Greymon X to come back? Because please, Bandai, I need it. Well, let's just see if we can make an educated guess about what the future of Digimon looks like. Greetings, Digimon Tamers. My name is RHF, aka Red Hot Fire, from Duke City TCG. And with me, I have three of what I believe to be the most qualified players of our local scene to help me make these predictions here. Introduce yourself, guys, please.
What up, everybody? I am TC Jesus from Duke City TCG, and I'm going to be here talking about the ban list also.
Rain Seed, local player. Played in a couple regionals over the last year. Played in the first nationals. Went to the LCQ this year. Hopefully, have a little insight.
What's up, guys? I'm Randy. Played in a couple of regionals, couple of nationals. Pretty competitive players myself, so this will be fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here because my opinions are dookie butter most of the time because I don't take this game as seriously as you guys do. But I am still curious to see what the opinions are, and I have a couple things to talk about too. So maybe we got some like-minded opinions. Maybe we got different opinions. Really curious to see what's going on. So I say we get started.
All right, I have with me a list of some cards here. Everybody has gone through, picked a couple they think are going to get banned, a couple are going to get restricted, and a couple of unbannings. And we're going to start with the bans. So starting up here on the left, our first ban pick was Hidden Potential Discovered. And Red, this one was your pick. So tell
Yeah.
me.
My pick kind of extends to all of the zero cost options, like the gravity crushes, the blinding rays, the hammer sparks, all of them, including that tropical venom we see on the screen. Just ban them all. You know, the game has significantly progressed in speed, and these cards are very much generic to the point where almost any deck can kind of just run them in their lists. Especially the biggest one I think is Hoodiemon. Hoodiemon is basically just all of the colors, and that's just infinite resource that they already do not need. And especially hidden potential, that card is disgusting in any kind of green deck. And even Imperial loves this card a lot. Just any green deck that uses this card, super unnecessary because of how fast the game is now. So I think all of those zero options, they gotta go.
I also think that with the newest form of Vortex Warriors, um, yeah, HVD's got to go.
Does a lot for the thing. It's also a lot of players believe it is what is single-handedly pigeonholing green from getting anything interesting or new other than Vortex in the last couple of years, really, because they have to design around this.
Which is fair because green is already just turbo as it is, and all of this stuff that they have available to them, it's just
Yeah,
no,
but
they can't let them have it.
mono green doesn't necessarily pop super often. It's always something with green.
Yeah, that's what I mean by it's pigeonholing green. It's keeping it is what is holding green back from a design space. They can't design good green because they have to worry about this becoming too much.
With Imperial Digimon being able to abuse it, and I'm a huge Imperial Digimon player. Even I think this card does need to get banned. It is ridiculous. It just completely turns a game. It's like the one good thing Green has, and I agree with like what Banksy's saying is that it is the thing holding back. Because if you give Green something really good, like we see like with Textramon, it just becomes overpowered with a card like this, and it's just too strong. Because now we're talking about going from 5 to a 7 for one cost, right? Like it's ridiculous.
Well, and this is especially good in Vortex because Vortex wants to suspend your own things, right?
Yep.
So this just helps push the win con and the Evo effects even faster.
Yeah, get rid of them all. Game, a lot of decks are too fast now.
Even and this is not on the list, but that zero cost purple black option that they use for Dark Nightmon.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Any any
I think I
any
do.
zero cost option. I just think zero cost options in general should be gone. Like you should have to pay for your options.
I think it's like darkness something. I
Yeah,
don't remember
here we
exactly the name.
go. Immortal Ruler, this one.
Yes.
Trash top 2 cards detecting. You may play one target from trash from the pain to cause you.
So this card is the reason this card costs 0 is because you still pay the cost of the Digivolution. This is a hand extender, whereas this is a straight cheat.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there's the cost that you're paying to use the option is
Shouldn't
still
be
0.
0.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if they hit this card, they're just gonna make a Nene with this same effect, like inside the Nene. It's gonna say like suspend
Which
Nene
is
to
fine
do
because
this.
you're still paying for
You're
the
paying
cost
for the
to
Nene.
play the
Yeah.
tamer. Yeah.
No, for sure.
I guess it just kind of depends on what the value of the card gives you. But yeah, I think zero cost options are absurd. Like I think all options should at least be one going forward for sure.
Also, I don't know about you guys, but in the what is it, 5-6 years that I've been playing this card game, Dom is the only person who's ever played that card against me. So it's not as rampant as hidden potential. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
No,
I
definitely
don't
not.
see a
Shout
lot of
out to
Dark
Dom.
Knight going on around. So yeah,
I,
shout out to our
I
player
only
Dom.
I only see it in casual games. I play at my buddy's house, and he plays
Yeah.
it, and every time it makes me mad. Even though he loses he loses
he
the
still,
bet
yeah,
big,
he still loses.
it still makes me mad.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Right. So
All
that
right.
now brings us to Gankumon X Anybody.
Can I
This
start this
hasn't
one?
seen. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one was
go for
Randy.
it.
Please.
I hate this card. I think that this card has led, and I might get hate, and that's fine. Has led for one of the most cowardice, toxic decks in the game. That I think this card should be completely banned, not limited, just wiped off entirely. This card built one of the decks, that Genku Turtle or whatever they called it, and it's just, in my opinion, such a cowardly way to play the game.
It is.
Because there's virtually, I don't say there is no counter, but there essentially no counter to this other than option cards. And right now, we're aside from like Crimson Blaze, which we'll talk about soon, isn't there's not like a whole lot of options being played because it's just Digimon effects that come with when Digivolve and are just as strong as option cards. So this card is just extremely toxic, and it's just the game will be. And the funny thing is, it's not even played that much anymore. But I just don't want to see a world where they give Justmon or Sistermon some more support. That this card just comes right back into the meta, because this
Mhm.
card is just like evergreen. It'll always be relevant as long as it's around. That's my opinion. It just needs to be gone.
It's definitely strong. It is too generic for what it does. It definitely shouldn't say all of your Digimon twice on the card somewhere. It should have been locked to the Sistermons and the Jesmon line itself. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
the
fair.
reason it's not played as much now, I believe, is because, like you mentioned, Crimson Blaze is more ubiquitous now because it simply has to be. And that was one of the main option cards. All of the floodgates just get blown out by. But even with that, it still made, I think it was like 2 or 3 checks consistently with GX and got to a pretty substantial like threat with very little like effort.
I mean, there shouldn't be a deck where all of your stuff you just can't touch the entire board.
Yeah.
I agree.
Making one thing immune to everything is problematic enough. Making
Right.
everything immune to something is
Which
too
is
much.
crazy
Ridiculous.
because the backlash that people threw for like armor form when they had
Yeah.
Magna X
Magnamon X.
like was crazy, but everybody played Turtle Genku. I mean, what last year's Nats was like huge, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of this, and this was like the deck that got everybody their invites. Frankly,
Yeah,
so
which is stupid.
agreed.
It's actually a deck that was at our local regionals that the first place I think played this as well. They just turtled their
Yes.
way into first place. Because I was
And
playing
then
Omnimon that regional, and I just couldn't out it. Like
yeah.
I have Digimon effects that answer the board for me. I just lose every single time that thing gets established.
Did that player play at Nationals?
I did not see
Not,
them.
not that I'm aware of.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
they did.
So they just come take
That's
our
funny.
invite and not show up. Cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
man. All right.
All right.
Did it for to establish dominance.
Now
Yeah, I
this one
guess. Cowardly.
I think will surprise nobody.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sad about
that
that
is
though.
the Chitose.
I'm sad about this.
All right,
mean,
TCGs is defend. You
Yeah,
love this
defend it.
No,
deck.
no, no, no,
Defend
no,
it.
no, no.
Defend it.
I'm not going to. I can't because I understand. Like I understand why it needs to go. I just loop decks and DNA decks are my two favorite types of deck to play, and this is like the perfect deck for me, which is why I played it at this year's nationals. Um, but I understand that the value you get out of this card, the the way that the card reads and what it does for the cost is way too much. Um, Even if this tamer cost 5, it would still do too much.
I agree.
So I will. I don't like it, but I understand why it needs to go. But I'm just sad about it because something in this deck will get hit. This is, I think, the most obvious hit, so it doesn't kill like the Hudimon engine totally. Um, which I'm sure we're going to talk about pair bans at some point. But outside of pair banning, um, hitting this and banning it completely, because even if you see it at 1, you can still do the combo over and over. So um, banning this makes sense for the health of the game without destroying a secret rare card that is a main piece to a engine that can be used in a lot of different ways.
I agree.
yeah, it is definitely overtuned for what the rest of the deck does. It pushes it over that edge, and with it being a DNA deck, playing out a free body up to like 5 times a turn is definitely too strong for having an effective cost of 0.
Yeah, you pay it once and you don't have to pay it again.
Yep.
Sometimes you
True.
pay it once.
True.
Yeah, I think you guys covered it. Is if this card cost 5, it would still feel really strong, and you would still play it for free
Most
with
of the
the level
time, yeah.
4. Yeah, so
Mhm.
it's still just ridiculous, and I think Bana just didn't realize how gross this card was going to be.
Yep. That's yeah, I agreed. Everything there. That card brings way too much value. Gains, loops, clears the board.
Yeah,
it's
The
like
DP
DP
minus,
reduce.
yeah, the DP minus, and the fact that you can trigger like layer your triggers to where you can suspend to get the DP minus and then pick it up and replay it and then do the alliance to suspend it. Like being able to neg, 12 to 15 to however much, depending on how many you have on board, like every time is too much. But I'm sad about it.
oh, it's gotta happen. Something's gotta happen at least.
All right. It is, yeah, pretty ubiquitously ridiculous. This next one, however, I think falls under hot take. Randy,
I
I
I,
believe this
I
was
agree.
yours as well.
Yes, this was my hot take, and if it's a hot take, I don't think it is. Galaxy, yes, it's been hit already. However, it's also much like Genku X. I'll use the same word here. It feels evergreen as long as you have your 3 and your eggs. This card does too much for free. Um, Whether you go into a 6, you go into a 7, even just a 5 sometimes, like with how toolboxy the decks can be, like it's because it's not even dedicated uh, other than the top card, but you can evo into anything, like
Yeah.
any Digimon. So I think, and I don't think Bandai will ever do an errata to like specify that you have to evo into a Light Finger Nightclaw. Had they done that, you know what? By all means, I go for it then. At least then it's limited. But when you're talking about going into a Hexablow, going into an Invisimon, going into a Ruin mode, like that's when things are just kind of a little too ridiculous, in my opinion.
It's also on play, like
Mhm.
so you can like trigger it. It's not
On
just
your
a main
opponent's
effect.
turn, if it
Yeah.
gets hit in security, can be pretty
Correct.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Correct.
It also doesn't specify the Digimon that you tuck the source. It doesn't have to be the one that digivolves, so you can actually
Right.
do
If you
even
have
more
2 stacks.
shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you have the new what's the Lunamon's level 6?
Diana?
Dynamon.
Yeah, if you have the new dual color Diana on the board and a level 4 with sources, you play this out. You tuck the 4 and then you evo Diana into ruin mode on your opponent's turn, that's gross. That's what?
Yeah.
Like,
They check and
That is pretty
execute.
gross. Yeah, I never actually considered that. That is pretty disgusting.
yes. It's I just think we're getting to power curves right now that like Bandai has an opportunity to be very aggressive and set the tone for what they want going forward.
Mhm.
And this would be a great way to start that. And you know what? Ban this card and give us a new one with a more specific wording in BT25. Like that's cool. Go for it.
Yeah, with what you just said, Randy, I'm gonna ask a quick question before we get into the limits. Um, with this ban list, do you guys think that it's going to be more geared towards the current meta, in terms of like what they ban and what they limit, or do you think it's going to be a overall health of the game ban list, and we're going to see some things like possibly this coincide, or excuse me, things like cards from decks that aren't necessarily in topping in the meta reports right now, but just as like as a health of the game moving forward.
That would be nice to see, but I don't know that they would. They have been pretty conservative on bans in the past. They don't often ban a whole lot of things unless there is significant player outcry for it. Like the Sakuyamon, they hit that deck into the ground.
Yeah, they
They
totally
hit it,
did that.
but they have made a few changes for the sake of the game. Like in that same ban list, they hit the gas deck, the Garurumon Alter S, and that deck I don't think had done anything yet, but it was gaining in popularity online, and people were showing it to be ridiculously consistent in looping Alter S's.
Yeah,
So they
I
killed it
think
before it really got to take off.
yeah, I think that's why they did it. Is they saw like, oh, this is potential, which is surprising that they did do it because it was just on the potential. But then we have other cards that have been like running the meta for years at this point. It feels like, and they still haven't touched. So I think it's hard because I think they're gonna try and set an example and try to force people to use new cards and continue to move on from like some of the old staples. Like you can see on your screen and go soon we're going to talk about Cerberus X. I think that's an example that they can set. I think the other issue is they're going to be similar to what Bainseed said. They're going to be conservative because they realize a lot of the new stuff they lit out now is really strong. Like TS with one line of support, one set, and you saw how it like dominated nationals. It was everywhere. Like it's extremely strong. And so that plus like the EX11 decks, how strong all those sixes were. Like just the EX11 set alone, extremely strong cards. So it's gonna be interesting to see how conservative they end up being because they also don't want to get rid of every old deck. People still have their favorites and they want to support that. So
So you
I
think
think
this
they set an example.
instead of going to health of the game bans, they're just gonna power creep the old
And
cards out of play.
that's what I think they might do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we do. I know this is going to be the boogeyman here, but if they do move to a block format, especially with the 8001 set resetting a lot of different things as block
Hmm.
number, they've had it in the game now for several years, since BT6, I believe, and they haven't done anything with it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see it. I know a lot of people don't want it, but it would definitely allow them to change their design space without having to worry about how it interacts with cards from half a decade ago.
Yeah, the 8001 set having all those staples is a pretty decent indicator that if they wanted to do a block system, that it would be relatively easily done.
Yeah.
What do we got next? We're going to the limits now, right?
Yeah, so now we're going to move on to limited to ones. And our first one here is a little contentious. It is the Tumblemon, and I would make an
Yeah,
argument
I
that
agree.
this actually belongs in banned, not in limited, because the deck only needs to find the one, and they will loop it several times a turn.
Yeah,
This is like we said earlier, going back to the zero memory, gain a memory or two cards, except this one the rock deck cannot not draw it. They will see it every game, and at least 2 or 3 of them every game. And it just creates a system that you can't interact with because they can now, with the new level 6 that lets them tuck whenever sources are trashed, and 2 or 3 different tamers that let them tuck sources on either Digivolve or when
Yeah, and
trashed,
so now they
you
just
just
run
can't stop them from
one
looping
egg,
it
right?
meaningfully.
If it gets hit to one, they only run the one egg. Like, why would you need to run anything else?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they run.
I wouldn't be
And again,
surprised to see that.
just to be transparent here, none of us are rock players, but we all understand the deck at this point. We've seen it enough.
Well, technically, I don't really know too much about it.
I
I've
own
I've played it.
everything
I've played
for
it a
it. I
decent amount of
just
times.
never
I haven't
sleeved it.
updated it with the EX11 stuff, but I have it fully updated up until EX11.
I've not played it with its updated support, so I have no idea how strong it really is.
Okay, well, it was top 4, top 3 at Nats.
That's right, it topped at Nats,
top
didn't
four,
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sure did.
So
I forgot
It was
about
top
that.
4 or top 3.
I think
Yeah.
if it gets hit to 1, what I would assume people are going to do is you're just going to do what people kind of did with the old Bukamon, is you run 2 or 3 eggs, and then what you can do to cheat is you just run Ukomons now, because then you just cycle the eggs faster.
Well,
And
a
then
lot of
it's like it
lists
never
already
really-
run. A lot of lists already run
Yeah.
Ukos in their rocks just to do the same, just to get those eggs in the trash.
That makes sense too, which is just ridiculous.
But yeah, the card is too tuned. It's dumb. Next, we have the other
Don't
boogeyman
think they
here.
will.
This is the Huddy. Same kind of with Chitose. It does a whole lot. I wouldn't be surprised if it got hit to 1. I personally don't know that they would hit it specifically because it kind of is the deck. If you get rid of this, the deck doesn't really do anything. As I think was shown with a couple people early on trying to play with like the Ryu option card version, and it without Huddy stuff,
I
it
don't
doesn't
think
feel
they'll do this one.
threatening at all.
Yeah, I don't think it'll get hit, but I think there's definitely an argument for it. It just does so much. It is the looping part of the deck, but for that same reason, it probably doesn't get hit because aside from a Pokemon, I don't think any other secret's ever been hit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that was an emergency ban, right?
Yeah, Pokemon that was a mistake and a half, man.
To be
I
fair,
do remember that.
a lot of EX5
Oh yeah.
and BT15 should not have been created in general.
MBT15.
Yeah, there's still EX5 cards right now that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, those cards were dumb.
That's literally galaxies from EX5.
Yep. Oh, I know.
Omegamon.
All right. Next, we have Omegamon here. This is another one like Huddy that is outspoken by the community with hatred, probably mostly fatigue. People are just tired of seeing it. It has been meta relevant for roughly a year, maybe a year and a half. It's not been like the best deck, but it has always been in the
Every
top
set, World
contenders,
Knights
and it
gets
continues to get support. And with the release of the new Omegamon that does a very similar thing along a slightly different path, I wouldn't be surprised to see this card get hit down to 1 to hurt the consistency. Because right now, current testing builds look mostly like 10 Omegamons, 8 to 7 Cool Boys, and Omnimons and Alphamons, and that is your deck.
I was just say I literally was updating. I hadn't updated anything since I got back from Nats, and I tonight while I was eating dinner updated my Royal Knights list like as I was prepping for this video. And it's 4 Omegamon, 4 of the new Omegamon, 2 of the other ones. I run 7 Cool Boys, and then that leaves the other slots for whatever else.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna, especially with 8001, and I'm very excited for that set, so I'm gonna buy a lot of it. I'll probably finish putting together a Royal Knights deck, but as someone who's got against it like a lot, I think this card is, as weird as it is to say, like this is one of the biggest problems because it just keeps you from being able to finish games, and it's just very powerful.
Yeah, and it's very hard to interact with directly because it hides.
Yeah,
and
it
hides. It hides in the egg. So like you have to prevent your opponent from on play effects or like a ruin mode to blanket minus. So you can't deal with it specifically. You have to like go jump through hoops to get rid of it or to prevent it from hitting the table. And with the other one now doing it on deletion as well, but not having blocker, I wouldn't be
It
surprised to
also
see
like
this being the way
essentially
they go to
changed the
handle it.
whole way that Royal Knight's deck performed, right? Like it changed the win con because you used to use
Yes,
the BT12
it did.
Omnimon that played all your things out from under your egg. They were 13, yeah. And this card
13.
essentially changed it to play OmniX, win the game.
Yep. Yeah, so it was. I don't think it was a winning deck before Omni X came out, but it was definitely like an annoying deck you had to consider. This is what drastically changed the way the deck played and interacted with things. It was too good. And then next we have the Tropical Venom here, and this is not because it's doing anything, but because it is
Yep.
simply a part of a
Yep.
cycle that they missed on the last list.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
It should go to one or
Yes,
be
sir.
banned with the rest of
Well, what
them.
I'm surprised it
Don't have a
hasn't
whole
been
lot to say there.
abused yet. It should get abused in Vortex.
And we
Like you
haven't.
play this, you go to
Yeah,
Vortex, and you Vortex for 2 cheaper now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
So when
just
that
don't think
starts,
people
sorry.
have put it in their list yet,
Yes. This should
but
be
it
like at
absolutely
least a
like
2,
will.
if not like a 4 of in Vortex, because it makes all your evos cheaper.
Yeah. Well, and there's a rookie that does the same
Yep.
thing.
Just with the vortex, the
Yep.
vortex mechanic itself makes this card super good. You tag your opponent's Digimon and just slap him at
Right.
evil, and now he costs
And they
5
just
instead
printed
of
the
7.
same thing on a rookie.
All right. Who's the wise guy that put this on the list? Who did it?
It was me.
Oh,
It, it,
you.
it was
Of course
Randy.
it was you. Oh, the Imperial player,
I
scared
am
of the
whoa, whoa,
chicken.
hang on. I am also a Shine Gray player who loves this card. All right. However, this is an interesting card, right? Because I think the biggest problem with this card is actually the fact that it reduces its play cost. It's not the effect; it's the fact that you can get this effect for as little as 0 memory in like a perfect situation. That's actually what I think the issue is. The problem is, I think if you hit this card, a bigger problem becomes relevant in that how much decks can just go wide and slap bodies out. Like it's going to become an even bigger issue. Like Hootie, if Hootie doesn't get hit and this card gets hit, everyone and their mother will be playing Hootie. Yeah, it's game over. It's Hootie on the game now. So
Yeah, this card is gatekeeping like a lot of
yes,
decks.
yeah. So I actually, even though I think it should be hit to 1 because of the current meta and the state of the game, I think it needs to be left alone as well. So it's a weird catch 22 almost.
Yeah,
I see.
we were talking about this earlier, and like I love playing it. I hate playing against it, but it is healthy for the game. Like it's
Yeah.
even with the cost reduction, it it like you guys said, it keeps certain like abilities and certain playstyles in check that can run very rampant really fast.
Yeah. So Huddy threatens a turn 3 OTK if you can't stop it with something like this. The optimal play line for the Maruki OTK is turn 2, which is absurd in and of itself. And they also have very like little play around via the level 3 floodgates because they have in archetype ways to remove the floodgate. Huddy specifically doesn't care about a Digimon floodgate ever at all
Yep.
because it just gets the -3 at 17 times a turn. However, this existing does keep decks like the Aboromon from seeing any kind of meaningful play because it will just never be able to get off the ground when every other deck is playing 4 copies of this card. That being said, it is also keeping puppets in check a little bit, and that is a relative sleeper deck, I would say, right now. I think a lot of people are starting to realize how stupid the BT11 support is, or EX11 support. And that, I think, we'll see in the coming months, especially depending on this ban list, will become one of, if
Also,
not the best
ghosts
spam and
along those
OTK
same
deck.
lines as the yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, Ghost just
And
can't
ghosts can
exist with this
really
out either.
obnoxious things if it's allowed to, you know.
I agree.
All right. So moving on from this, now we are at Cerberus X.
Yeah, so similar to Omekamon, this card has been not just meta relevant, but meta kind of shaping and meta dominating for 2 years now, whatever it's been. Um, it makes you put this engine in any purple deck, and then you just get to like spin a wheel of level 6 purple cards, and just whatever the wheel lands on, you're like, cool, that's the level
Throw
6 for
whatever
the
you want
deck.
in there.
Yeah, you can run Lord Knight, you can run Levia, you throw in an Anubis obviously on top of all that. You can do Beelzemon. Right now people are doing Mastemon. Like, you
Hmm.
can do whatever you want. This card just does too much, unfortunately,
I
for
actually
my
have
purple
the
players.
Mastermind build with this.
Yeah, with that tamer and everything, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It just does too much, in my opinion. And it's the fact that it's been meta relevant for so long. It means like it needs to be like knocked down a peg.
let me ask you a question. Do you think that generic toolbox engines are bad for the game?
To an extent, I would say yes.
Can be in an eternal format. Like we currently exist in an eternal format. Every card from the beginning of the game till now is legal outside of the ban list. Generically good toolboxes in these instances create like a vacuum, or not a vacuum, but they create the power structure, right? Like
Works
why
better.
play the new thing if the old thing is better or as good, yeah, and is generically good? Because the top end in these Cerberus decks is almost never the same. We have
Ooh,
seen countless
Lilithmon.
different versions. The Mastimon version, we saw the Lord Nightmon one, there was Lilithmon stuff.
Yeah.
Team
Yeah.
Deathslinger is still playing Gallant stuff with it, like Chaos Gallantmon. Sure, it's not amazing, but like, it's just, it is generically good. And along that same vein is why I put it next to this guy here, because although they aren't necessarily winning events, these are like the best two
And they
generic
essentially do
engines, if you will,
very similar
that still
effects,
exist.
right?
Yeah, yeah, they apply almost the same thing to a different
Attraction.
like linear path. They are both draw engines and board spams that are generic, and trash engines that are generic to the purple color. And Gilmon and Growlix allow it to go into red as well, which we saw with Megidra
Also,
birds.
to add to your question about toolboxing, any card that isn't the
Yeah,
boss monster of a deck that can win and runs Chaos Gallantmon, there's a problem. No Chaos Gallantmon should ever win. Like, I don't know why Bandai hates. I don't hate Chaos Gallantmon. Bandai hates
Bandai
Chaos
does. Yeah,
Gallantmon.
yeah,
So the fact that a deck can win with that card in it because Cerberus X
yeah.
or the Growl engine is there tells you there's that, like, that should be a red flag.
I mean, in full transparency, even he will tell you that he doesn't win a lot. He plays it for fun because that's the card he likes, but that is the engine he uses because it
Yeah, I mean, you
functions
could probably
with
run
those
Cerberus X with
old
like
bad cards
old
still.
Pluto Mon, I bet.
probably.
So
Any purple level
Yeah.
6.
Yeah. Don't give me ideas. I'll find something to make y'all hate it.
Speaking of generic purple engines,
But yeah, just
Yeah,
generic
the best purple
engines in
best
general.
purple
Best
card in the
purple
game.
non-purple card.
Yeah, this
First
kind of
best
falls
purple
under.
search in the game.
Yeah, being able to look at three cards, take one, and fill your trash, and gain a memory and hatch for two is it very pushed for when it came out, to be sure. EX1, this was a lot of
It's definitely
power,
gotten
and
more
it still
power.
is to this day. Oh yeah, the more that we have seen eccentric like decks built around doing trash stuff, this card has only gotten better and will
Although they did,
continue to only
I mean,
get
it's
better.
it's in the ADO1 set, right? We have another reprint of it. We've gotten 2 reprints already with the event packs.
there's
Oh
been, I
yeah.
think, a total like
You
five
want to
or
see
six
how many we have?
printings of this. I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
One,
7
two,
reprints.
three, 4, 5, 6,
Well, 6
7.
reprints on, yeah, 7 prints.
Yeah. Well, 7 prints. These two are original run, but yeah,
I don't
it has a
think
lot
that
of
will get hit.
printings.
I don't think they'll hit that.
It is available. It, it, I don't think they will
Catch
either,
the
but I
stray.
wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if it's considered because it does a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
A card I don't
Yeah.
think they'll hit either, but I am
Speaking
tired
of
of
really
looking
good
at
purple
this
cards.
thing right
We're
Yeah,
here.
getting
speaking
it
of
right into
purple
this, aren't
things.
we? Okay, Randy, I think this was your pick, correct?
Yes, but I don't think I'm
Okay.
alone in this. Yeah,
Uh,
me and Kyle talked about it. This card
Also
does
mine.
too much.
Yeah.
Like it has when Digivolve, it has when attacking, it has a hand main, it has an all turns inheritable. Like what? And it evos for like generically for 3. Again, it's level 5, but like the amount of cheating and like abuse this card commits, like it should be on a government watch list. Like this card's ridiculous.
Also, just so we are aware, it's on an uncommon. Okay,
On top
this
of
is
Yes.
not
all
a
of
high
that,
rarity card. This is an
No.
uncommon card.
and on top of that, it would all be fine, except it single-handedly removes the only way to play around the deck's mechanic, which is by taking away your own security and establishing after that. This forces your opponent to put something from their hand into security and then trash it, thus triggering all of the effects that are lingering on the deck. So like you this removes the only play around that there is for the deck. It single-handedly just doesn't have to worry about it
I'll just
anymore.
say with the proper stack, when you evo here, do the effects, you gain 2 memory. So this is essentially a 1 cost evolution into your level 5.
Yeah, how does Red have the best
Yeah.
Barbamon card?
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous.
And it's not even
Makes no sense.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
The best hand control in the game is now red.
I
And the
also
best
think
trash
that
control is now red. And they're
the
the same
keyword
deck.
progress in general is not good for the game. I don't like it.
No.
I built the deck. I don't
Yeah,
like
it is too
I
much.
think it is if we're talking about uninteractable keywords and effects, like that is the number one uninteractable keyword.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
On an
of the
uncommon-
opinion.
on
It
an
does a
uncommon
lot
card.
for very little.
Yeah, no monster
Jerry's the
should
only
be
one that
immune.
plays that deck here, though.
That's
Or
true.
Revo.
I do like Medusamon because I'm a red player at heart. I've been playing red since day 0 of the game. While I enjoy playing Medusamon to some extent, every time I go into Medusa for free or the 7 Strigomon, whatever it's called, I'm just like, all right, you lose, and it's just like it feels dirty. It feels dirty sometimes to play.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of value.
The deck's got a lot of value.
It's a purple deck that's just draped red.
Yep, I don't know why it's purple. Get the purple on my decks. And going into this card, this is my pick.
And this card is mostly a
Yeah.
complaint of like, why does this exist? Why did the deck need another layer, a third layer of protection, and a recurable one that it doesn't pay for? Because the inheritable on this
Yep.
card says don't pay for it.
Yep, you just go into
After this card puts
Strikeomon
itself
or
back in
whatever,
your
or
hand.
the Medusa with either one. You trash a card because that's what they do all the time. You spit it out, and if you're in the 7, you just go, all right, cool. I have Armor Purge. I have, if you touch me, I kill you. And if you touch me, this thing goes back to my hand for free value. So if I get to trash your security, I get to play it back out. It's like, how do you interact with that deck at all? Besides like D-Evo and Midas.
Yeah, in the best case scenario, I think the deck has 4 layers of protection. It's got the Sterako prevent by deleting. It's got the armor purge on the Sterako. It's got this effect if it would leave, bounce it to your hand. And then now the new Medusamon has if it would leave the field, delete a token instead. So your optimal stack has four pieces of
Well, and the
Yeah,
fact
there's a
that the
lot of
level
walls.
5 you
negate,
can
if you
warp
will, or
into
prevention.
your level, like when you evo into the 5, you can just warp into your 7.
Yep.
With
Yep.
the reduction.
Warp into
So you
the
gain
5,
2.
then warp into the 7.
You can go from a
They
3
skipped
to a
school,
7.
man.
You
They
skip
skipped
your
the even numbers.
4 and your
You only
6.
like the odds. Yeah, that card does too much.
Overall, though, this deck, or a red deck, just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Don't like it. This next pick,
All right,
I think it's just a
Let me hear it.
personal
Let me
one.
hear it.
If you
How
want to go
dare
ahead
you?
and explain that one there, Randy.
So I think this thing being it's so easy to play this option card or this tamer card for 1 with DGO and stuff. And maybe there's a stronger argument that maybe Digital Gate Open should get hit. I don't think it should, but I could see an argument for that. It's a really good card.
Yeah,
but
that
it's
card
so
helps a lot of
generic
decks.
that like yeah, exactly. It helps decks, so like I don't think it should get hit. Um, but I just think this thing having the on play as well as starter main is doing too much. It should have, if it wants to have a starter main, fine. It shouldn't also have the on play because then it just triggers too many things with the way this deck can already cheat out the level 3s from trash. It being a memory setter, it giving DP, it playing that extra body unit, and I get that it has the limitation of like if you have one or fewer Digimon, but that limitation isn't enough because that's all the deck needs. And I'm sure there'll be a discussion coming up ahead of a different tamer that I did not put on this list, but someone else did. I think in general the card just does a lot. And the thing is, the funny thing is, the card's not even needed. Some people run a list with like 2 of these, and they just run heavy on the mat and ties, you know. And with the new Adventure Omni, like, yeah, this Miraculous Mega Knight playing from trash, like it's just
this is the card I want to talk about.
I was gonna say this.
Oh,
This
leave my
card I
boy
think
alone.
is
Yeah.
a
No,
bigger contender for what should be hit in the deck because this does do this playing from hand or trash for 2 and giving you the warp
This card
later
should cost
is
5.
this card is crazy for the
Yeah.
deck.
5?
5. It should not
At
cost. It should
least
cost
3.
5.
It shouldn't cost 2. It should at least cost it should at least
You
cost
shouldn't be
the
able to play
Digimon,
this and keep
especially playing it from the trash.
let's make this card cost 5 and ban Nokia just for the heck of it. You know what I mean? Why not?
Nah, dude. Well, it's like, with Nokia, you could easily play around her if you just leave a body on the board. If you just don't touch my guy, then I
Oh, you
can't
mean
send out
after you
another one.
DNA into your Omnimon and have one Digimon? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, just leave
Sure.
Omnimon in play.
But it costs 6 if you use the Cyber Sleuth Megas.
That seems reasonable.
Oh, I'm
Sure.
sorry. It costs 6 memory to go from a 3 in raising to a 7 on board.
The deck takes setup.
To
It
a
takes
7
setup.
that
You have to
wiped the
find your
board
Geos.
and
You have
It
to
checked
find
wipes
the
security,
security
Nokia.
and
wipes the
trashed
board, and then spits out 2 6s and says, "Hey, want to see me do it again?"
It doesn't spit out the 6s. The Altarest one
Altarest does, yep.
We're
Oh,
gonna
that's
talk about that
still.
later.
It's in the deck, so I don't know why you're saying it doesn't when it does.
It just takes setup. It takes setup. That's all I'm saying. It's not like a turn 2, turn 3. It's like turn 4. Like optimally,
Yeah.
it can do turn 3 stuff, but it can't kill you in 1 turn. It's still a little slower compared to other decks, and it's not floodgateable or like not. It doesn't have any kind of floodgate at all. Like you touch it, it dies. Period.
I would say though, you saying that it's slower compared to other decks is not a detriment on itself. It says more about what Bandai is doing with every new set now. The
Which
stuff
is
is just
very
getting
true.
faster.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was just gonna say. Like the fact that we're arguing that like a turn 4 OTK or turn 4 win is too slow, like that is bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome to
straight
Yu-Gi-Oh,
up.
ladies and gentlemen.
For real.
Yeah, we're getting there.
At least we don't have any turn 0
Yeah, we're
plays.
getting there.
True. Thank God. I hope that never happens.
All right. And then moving on. We'll get back into that later, I'm sure. Next up, we have a couple of the Time Stranger cards here. Now, this did win Nationals. It wasn't like this specific version of it with like the Buko here, but it was the deck to beat this year. And it is definitely
It's
power
new,
crept. I
yeah.
don't know if they'll hit any of it because it's brand new, but
Yeah.
some of it does feel a little pushed. Like this Bukamon specifically is what enables that turn 2 OTK that we were talking about. I don't
Yeah.
think the winning list played it. I think the winning list opted for draw and just having consistent turns. But this, I do feel, from a health of the game point of view, something that enables a turn 2 OTK should probably be reined in somehow, at least a little bit.
Yeah, so something you guys may not know is blue TS like Abyss deck is what I've been playing on my own time since the set came out on the simulator. I love the deck. I actually agree. This Pokemon is insanely strong, and it's only because the 6s and the tamers are so strong on themselves that people overlook this card. But this card probably will need to get hit because with continued support, what this card can do constantly is just insane.
It's
even
so
for
good.
just its dedicated
It's so
deck.
good.
It's extremely powerful.
Yeah. And then Jerry, these were your picks here. You wanted the
Well, I just
Neptune
wanted them
and
for
the Venus.
conversation's sake because I had Bukamon on my picks as well. Because again, I mean, we've seen a very strong Bukamon in the past that had to get fucking neutered as well, and looks like he's creeping back up from the grave.
Yeah, and then they gave every blue level 3 jamming anyway, so the ban literally did nothing.
Yep.
Jamming
Yeah, exactly.
anyways.
So it's like
Yeah.
it didn't matter. It
Yeah.
didn't matter. But the reason I wanted to bring up these three megas is their individual effects, specifically like the TS ones, are incredibly strong. Because I firmly believe that any kind of unsuspension effect is incredibly powerful within things like Neptunemon, where you essentially have two shields, where it's just like don't touch my stuff, is insanely strong outside of like being able to de-evo it or being able to stun it with a cannot suspend effect. It also bottom decks a lot, like does a wide board bottom deck if you play. I think is the Sea Animal version because obviously I don't think TS normally plays this in a line.
No,
I don't
so
think it does. Does
the
it?
the
It probably
typical like
could.
Time Stranger slop deck that won Nats wasn't playing any synergies with tucking the sources other than the Venus mod itself to trash stuff.
Mhm.
It was just to play into whatever was on board.
Okay, understood. Yeah, like the unsuspend effect, I always think is a very strong effect, comboed with this effect that says, I believe it says opponent's effects, just leave battle area. So it's just like you can't interact with it outside of like again like the Devo stuff. But if it just gets played, the only thing you can really do to is either minus it or you have to stun it, which not a lot of decks have available to them currently.
Or battle.
Um,
It doesn't
and
protect
then
from
with
battle. It's only
Venusmon,
effect.
the stop that's also true. That's also true. But wasn't there a way to like? I guess that's
Yeah.
kind of like where Venusmon comes, where it can stun stuff and turn off when digivolving effects. Which I think the turn off when digivolving, a blanket effect of that, or just that effect in general, or just target specific things, is incredibly strong. Especially since nowadays with like how any deck works with their removal, with their combos, with their interactions, they need when digivolving. That's how the decks work. Unlike things like Puttimon to have on play when attacking, those are the only ways you can get around it. Most decks use when digivolving, along with its protection effect of being able to tuck anything underneath security, either the controller's Digimon or opponent's Digimon, is incredibly powerful. Just makes
As
it
long as they have
difficult
no
to interact
sources.
with in general.
Yeah, but wouldn't you go like couldn't there be an argument made that like this is actually good for the game since most most removal effects now are when digivolving effects? Wouldn't you say that something that this is almost like a floodgate, right? In like a broad sense of the term, to where it effectively slows down what your opponent is doing. So like there is an argument that it yes, it is a very strong card, but it also is something that the game that they're utilizing to maybe slow down
A way it can
what's
be,
happening.
but your opponent has to
That
like
is
play into that, right? Like this can only stun things that are face up on the board already. It can't interact with anything they bring into raising and then they start digivolving, or anything they play from the hand and then start digivolving. So it is a floodgate in a minor sense, but it is not like a hard floodgate. It's a soft one, if you will. Yeah,
Right.
which is what we
Not
will
like
talk
the original
about in
Venus
just a
Mon
moment.
blanket effect.
which I hate original Fusebomb, by the way. I have a pure hatred for that card, but that's just me. But again, these three picks were not so much like I want these banned. It's more like there's potential. I think because again, I think we all agree like the BT24 Bukamon, that egg is dumb, and that can see some problems later. But these three megas have potential to be particularly troubling. But just like Bainstein said, that they're too new. They don't
Yeah,
get
I don't
touched
think
not
they're
for a
egregious
while.
enough to be hit this new.
And I think since we're still also in the middle of seeing the rest of the Time Stranger stuff, Time Stranger being
Yeah,
the newest game, it was hugely successful for a Digimon game. I mean, we don't even have
we don't even have
all
half
of
the
the Time
Olympus
Stranger
12.
stuff yet, so I don't think.
5 of them, yeah.
Yeah, we have what 5. So I don't think so. I mean, they are strong, but yeah, I think it's too new, and they're from a like a selling standpoint, like
Yeah. All right.
they want it to sell.
And then moving on to the other
Moving
Venus
on.
here. This one, I I
I
don't
hate
know
this
that
card.
this one is doing
I hate this
anything
card.
crazy right now. It was definitely hyped up when Jupiter and everything was revealed, and I think those lists still play it at a couple of, but it isn't like the four of that everyone thought it would be and then play every turn. However, with the Junomon stuff being revealed for 25, knowing we're going to get another yellow line of support for Time Stranger and the Jupiter list, I could see them hitting this just so that it doesn't inadvertently interact with it and create like stalling board states where every turn you use this with Homeros and Jupiter to minus 13 something and then stun everything else over and over again. Where this one, yeah, and this one is a hard
Sideboard has sec
floodgate.
-1.
Yep, exactly. That blanket sec -1 is a problem.
Yeah.
Nah, I hate this card because of that blanket security minus. It turns off when attacking when Digivolving. It's like, how do you interact with it? It's like, obviously it's like option card, blow it up. I get that, but most decks don't use option cards like that anymore because of all the consistency pieces that
Yeah.
option cards provide, like trainings or memory boost, for example, things that speed up the deck's progression. This card is just like, nah, screw you. You don't get to play the game. Period. And you just have to hold that. It's like, oh, cool. I'm having a lot of fun.
It is pretty good.
I hate this card.
All right.
Enough said.
I think we grouped these next four cards in one discussion.
Yeah.
And I want to preface this by saying, I think
Yeah.
when
I
starter
agree.
deck Stingmon got hit, there should have this XVmon here should have got hit instead. However, I do also believe with what ADO1 is setting up to be, whatever discussion we're about to have, it's purely copium from Red Hot Fire because nothing from this deck is going to get touched. That is my genuine belief. You do
Probably,
not print those
probably
amazing
not.
alt arts of
Probably
XP and
not.
Stingmon with the intention to hit it. So just know he's wrong. He's got bad takes, and he's just mad because I put
He's
Nikita on
got
this
bad
list.
thing.
Go ahead, Red Hot Fire. Give me your take.
Look at this Tamer! Fucking look at it!
It's beautiful.
It's just like, all right, cool. Yeah, spit out the rookie for free with no restriction, by the way.
There is,
So we get
there is a
multiple copies
restriction.
of this guy. You
There
can
is
spit
a
out a whole
restriction.
board.
It will bounce the Digimon back at the end of your
Oh.
opponent's turn.
Oh, how could I be so foolish?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
right. So if I don't kill it,
That's not the
you
point.
get
That's
to
not
put
the
it
point.
back in your
Anymore.
hand, and then you get to play it again. You're infinitely searching if you get that to go off. Your deck is so fast if that happens. It's better searching than what I can
So
do.
you're jealous, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, because your Tamer cheats. Mine is limited.
Yeah, it does.
And costs more.
The cost more is not really the biggest issue, but you also just you play it for free and you gain a memory on a Digivolve, not DNA Digivolve, just a Digivolve of your green or blue, which you run all of it, by the way. And if you DNA, you strip the sources. And let's not forget what Pyildramon can do. He can stun the whole Helen board. Just like, nah, you don't get to play for a turn. You cannot unsuspend. Fuck you. That's what it does. That's all it does.
I do think it's crazy that like this deck just slowly flies under the radar and misses like with all the like weird like strays that some of these decks have caught, like the fact that Imperial Dramon, Blue Green Imperial Dramon, like has only got one hit and it wasn't even that big of a hit is pretty astounding. Somebody has a hard on
So
for
can I
this
tell
deck.
you
in
one of the
Bandai.
reasons I think why it still flies under the radar a little bit is it's very similar to OG Jesmon in that it is a crazy combo deck that can OTK, but you need to see like 6-7 different pieces and in the right order to get the combo off. I'm not saying that's impossible, but I'm saying that this deck can completely brick for like 3 rounds of a tournament and you're just out. Like I think that's what happens more often than not, and that's why it flies under. And I will say technically, it has been hit more than once because Hammer Spark and Ice Wall also should be in this.
Oh,
The
stop.
hell up,
Shut
Randy.
Talk
Oh,
about
you
unbanned,
don't
bro.
get to get
Let me
free
get
memory.
my ice balls
Fucking-
back.
Oh no, my hammer sparks.
You don't
Oh
get to
no, my
blanket,
hammer
lose
sparks.
2 memory on attack. Shut up, dude. You're pissing me off.
Technically, this deck's been
technically
hit.
it has.
Shut
You know,
up.
Stop trying to cripple me, dude.
Who's really got
I know
nothing
y'all
to
don't
do
want to hear
now?
this, but you know what would help with all these
Shut up,
turn
dude.
2 and turn 3 OTK decks?
Oh yeah.
No, you
Yeah,
fucking
Ice Wall.
get
Yeah,
it,
you're
get it
right.
out. Get it
You're
away from me.
right.
Give me this
Ban
card back
it,
at 4.
ban it, ban that too.
Let's go.
Cause fuck it.
Dude.
Honeymon cries
No,
in
dude.
his sleep from this card.
Bane, I remember when you and me were playing in the we were playing the BT6 days, dude, or the EX1.
I think it
You
was
hit
3
me
or
with
4 turns
those
in
when
a
I was
row,
playing
wasn't it?
Jespawn. I'll never forget it, dude. You like double ice walled me.
Oh, yeah.
I did one swing and you're like, cool, your turn's over now. I can have 5 memory. And I'm just like, cool, great. And
Yeah,
I think you
Gabumon
killed me
was
with
dumb.
Gabumon that turn.
That was what I played at the
It's
first
like,
Nets, was
great.
double bond with
I
Ice Wall
love
at
it.
4.
Oh. Yep, I feel like that was like that felt like a
Yeah,
tier
it was
0 deck.
ridiculous.
I missed that phase. I wasn't around then.
Yeah.
But back to the
it was early
Imperial
game.
stuff here. I do think it is
Anyway, so
ridiculous
yeah.
that these two cards
Yeah.
have existed since starter 12 or BT12 and have not been hit in any way. Especially with all of the stuff about memory gain shenanigans we've already talked about
Okay.
and what they are already doing in the game with that. These are egregious.
I want to preference this. I know that like I'm the one spitting all the Imperial stuff here because fuck Imperial, but I'm not saying all of these need to get hit. Only one thing. Like these are just a list of things, which Pyodramon should also be on there, by the way. But it's just one thing. Like whatever one thing gets hit, that's it. Everything else can stay. But one thing has to give. And if I had to put a priority, I agree with Bane. I think the 12 champions have to go to 1, but the caveat is that the starter deck 9 Stingmon gets to come back.
Again, you said we had this discussion earlier. You said one thing has to go, and then follow that up with, if it was up to me, it's both level 4s. That's 2 things. That's
because
2
they're
things.
a pair. They're a
As a red Agumon player, I don't expect you to understand math that well, so I'm letting you know what you said doesn't correlate. It's 1, and then you said 2.
Okay, it doesn't correlate. You're correct. However, they are a pair because they both provide heavy value. You DNA, you gain 2. You can end of turn DNA. You can keep the turn. You can go into this for plus because of Davis and Ken as well. You stun the whole board and you get hyper aggressive because of these 2. I mean, I guess technically, sure, you could probably just hit the XVmon instead of the Stingmon, which is like, all right, sure. But even then, one of these champions is incredibly powerful for the deck because of how the memory system works.
No, I don't disagree.
You're going into a 5.
The XP should have been hit a long time ago, but I don't think it's gonna get hit right now. Until we get some new new structure deck or
like the
new
structure
something
deck.
to give more support.
Well, aren't we getting a structure deck with an
No,
Imperial
we're
Dramon?
getting Dats and
Yeah.
Daybreak.
No.
The Imperial Dramon hype stuff was
this is like the
8001
only Imperial
spoilers forever ago. Yeah.
8001.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that
That new fighter mode is
which I'm surprised they didn't
kind of
print
scary.
new
It
champions.
is. It's looking to be medieval 2.0, and if it is, and it's as strong as people are anticipating, I will be surprised if this list doesn't hit something, but the next one will definitely hit something in Imperial.
Yeah. But at least by then I'll have gotten a few regionals or a couple tournaments under me. So
yeah,
I think the worst thing about those 4 cards is the fact that dragon mode card, that art, isn't a holographic.
Yeah, that is disappointing.
That's all I'll say.
This one
it's
right
not,
here.
and that's
It's beautiful art.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful card though. the illustration cards for that deck in general are really pretty.
Oh, the new support too. All right, next card, Ukomon. I think we all agree.
Yeah.
We all understand why.
Yeah, I don't think it'll get hit because it is too good for too many decks. But on the topic of speed, it was the original first sign of the game accelerating to a point, right? This card allows every deck to be a little more consistent, a little faster, and a little more aggressive because you'll get your egg every turn if you see Ukomon every turn.
Yeah. I feel like after you run a tournament against a bunch of purple decks running Ukomons and just cycling like crazy, and this is only going to make sense to people who have watched the Ukomon Digimon movie, you kind of understand Louis a little bit more, and you kind of relate, yep, I kind of want to choke this Digimon a little bit too. Yeah,
I'll kill you.
it was
That
really
shit
dark.
was dark.
Jerry, defend it. Defend Ukon.
This card helps a lot of decks that don't have good rookies. You know, because there's a lot of decks that don't have like maybe in archetype rookies to play, or not enough rookies of like that. I guess we'll say game plan to do. This card helps like a lot of the bad decks. It's true that like purple hybrid, for example, is this card's dumb in, but this card does help a lot of the lower level. Basically, like casual. It's like a more casual friendly card for people like me who help speed up their decks to be a little bit more competitive.
Yeah, but purple just abuses it. I mean, in in Myotismon, this is definitely the
Yeah.
4 of Searcher, right?
In any list I've seen, it's the one that people run.
I mean, what else is
Yeah.
it in besides like purple Myotis, where it's just like you loop
It's
it or
an
whatever?
Omni. It's a purple hybrid. It's in yeah, it's in rocks apparently.
Rocks.
I mean, you can. It's in every any and every hybrid deck.
We haven't seen it for a little while now, but I mean, it's in the Sakuyamon Red version that was playing Floodgate lower end. It was just a draw engine. Any deck that
Yeah.
can forego a rookie space, it's played in.
I don't think they'll hit him. I don't like. I can see the problem, but I think there's a lot more problems that are bigger than Ukumon currently for him to be touched.
Yeah, and I think he does. I think he does give good benefits to, like you said, decks that don't have dedicated searchers or like stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
they don't have another rookie
it
to play. It's like
might not be
Thurkelson.
healthy, quote unquote, for the game, but it does provide some sort of value for decks that need
Yeah.
it.
All right. Next, we have the Shine Grade Ruin mode here. This one
Ruin mode.
is something I think I
Interesting.
would like to see. I don't think they will do it, especially because it's been around so long. But against decks that can like loop it multiple times, like we saw the Sakuyamon, one of the reasons the deck was so good is because it would loop this 2 to 3 times on a turn, or just over and over again every turn to apply a constant -5 or -10 to your opponent's board, which just creates unplayable game states and just being locked out of what is essentially
Yep.
your last turn of the game most of the time. It just feels bad to play against.
I actually think because of the new
Mhm.
Shine Grade support coming out between ADO1 and the new structure deck, the new structure deck looks like it's not really going to be Shine Grade support, honestly, but at least ADO1 support. I actually think Ruin Mode might get hit this time. I think there's a fair chance
Yeah,
of it, and it
that they'll
probably
cut it
should.
off before they come out and create a problem.
Yeah, you're right.
Fair enough. Is that I feel like there's a lot of ways to cheat into it since Shine Greymon can just play Marcus out so easily, and they just turbo into the megas super easily. I'm sure there's a way to like instantly get into ruin mode for not
Currently, the
that
deck
much
goes
memory.
into the level 6 for, I think, 4 memory. And that is simply slapping
Okay,
your Marcus
it's
down
not
and you go
awful,
all
but
the
it
way
could
up.
get worse.
You can do it for free if you have a
Yeah.
digital
Yeah.
gate on the board. If you have digital gate on the board, you go from a 4 to a 6, and then God forbid you have 2 Marcuses on the board because you go to the 6 for free, and then you swing the other Marcus and you go to the 7 for free.
I remember specifically talking to you, Randy. This was early on too when I first started playing. I was building Shine Grade, and I pulled quite a few of these. And this quote, I don't know why it stuck in my brains for so long, but you were like, don't even worry about that. Like literally the next set we get Shine Grade Burst mode, and like every deck's just gonna like swap out to that. And like yes, it did at first, but like if we're looking like back, like hindsight 2020, between the two cards, like the fact that this card is still around and burst mode, I mean, is like fine, but like this card is like
Yeah, but
so
Yeah.
more
Well, so
often
I will
abused.
say burst mode is, in my opinion, is still better for Shine Gray, but this card is just so much more universal, and it is really good at just everything.
Yeah,
yeah, you can't play burst mode in a deck that isn't a Marcus deck, whereas
Yeah, it's
this
like
goes
yeah.
into
I
any deck that is purple or yellow and has an extra 2
no,
slots to play it in.
correct.
I just like that's like a core Digimon memory that was like burned into
Yeah.
my head when I pulled these. you're like, that's not even that good, dude. They're all gonna switch to like burst mode anyways. And I was like, hey, maybe I should like sell these or trade them or something.
Yeah, no, it's
Glad
still
I
a great
kept 'em,
card,
but-
and I think it will be as long as it's around.
Alter S.
Boogeyman him.
Now, Red, I
Himself.
believe this was your own
right.
pick.
His, I love. All right, I love Omnimon so much. That is my boy. That is the deck that I took to Nats. The deck I played in regionals. That's my deck. If there's one deck I can claim that I'm really good with, that I'm the best at our locals, it's Omnimon for sure. This card, much of my opinion about any Digimon that says ignore all effects on your opponent's turn, or ignore all effects in general, is a problem. Even if I get to use it, it's not healthy for the game. I personally think so. Especially because this card has the end of attack, play out the megas. The only way around this is Crimson Blaze. Like if I hit Crimson during security, I don't get my loop anymore. But if I do, all I have to do is finish my attacks, play them out, another Omnimon, I win right there. And it is not that difficult to keep turn depending on how you build the deck, especially if you run the adventure rookies. Like some Omnimon decks, myself included, I run the adventure Agumon. And if you keep Mirai on the field, for example, if you're running that, you just instantly warp, free condition for 4, have time met, keep turn, you go from there. But this card is not it's not awful because it does take setup, and in a lot of cases actually for Omnimon they're not keeping turn unless they get enough setup. But like we said, like saying that turn 4 OTK is too slow is like that's in itself its own issue. But once you keep turn, you have 2 Omnimons with one of these, even a second Alteress, you win. You straight up win. Your opponent can't do shit to this guy, and I think that's a problem because of the ignore all effects. Do I want to get hit? No, of course not. I love Omnimon. Like, I want it. But I think that it is going to create too much value in the near future, especially because of 81, where we got new Omnimon.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I think the thing working against it too is that it's an Omnimon. It's going to always get support. And it's already such a strong boss that like any other support to get to this monster is dangerous for the game.
Yeah, in my own testing, I have tried using the 81 rookie megas, which they are strong. They are pretty strong, especially the Metal Garurumon. They're kind of difficult to use in a traditional DNA Omnimon deck because they have no on play to warp. You can't warp on top of them unless you're running the adventures, obviously, because they're adventure based. So if you built more around them with him, it would be a little bit more of a problem. But we don't really have on play megas yet that would make this guy a bigger issue. But it is gonna get there. It can get there at some
17
point.
ones are on play.
I don't know the adventure ones, the
Yeah, but
Blitz
they
and the
feels bad
Crest,
playing aces.
the Aces.
And the
Well, we did
the
get the new ones
inheritables
too.
are just like slightly worse than the regular ones.
Right.
And I think that matters a lot too. Not being able to
Um,
redirect is not as good as unsuspend. And security +1 is just strictly worse than trash the top.
Is not.
In the instance of like what these decks are doing.
Yes.
Sure,
Yeah.
it could be 4 checks versus 3, but denying a check, I think, is just better. Especially when you are going to split and go into another one.
Yeah.
Trashing 2, checking 3
Mhm.
is better
Yep.
than checking 4. I think in that instance, checking 6 because it's still not game.
Yep.
Right.
It's just this card is very strong, and it can become a
Yeah,
problem.
card
I think.
definitely does a lot.
Here you go, Randy. You see, I'm not totally biased.
I am.
Fucker.
This
Alright,
card
sure.
is
Totally
on
good.
this list purely because I hate it, and this deck can die in a fire. Why does this card kill my guy, any of my guys, and then plays out your guy and gives him rush and blocker, and then your guy says it can attack because why not? And then it goes into the X anybody and puts 15 dudes in play, trashes my security, kills my entire board, and mills half my deck for 6.
Hey, you.
Okay.
Hey, you
And the
have to
purple
kill
deck
your
built
own
around
guy.
killing your
okay?
own guys and then putting 15 more guys in play. This card is stupid and I hate it.
Yeah, I know. I just like this deck. This is the deck since Nats.
Playing the
This is the
most.
deck that I've been tooling with Yeah, in my own time.
I agree. Just straight. It's everything Bainseed said. It's does too much. It makes no sense why it reduces its own cost. And I am also biased and gonna be petty because there's no reason why this card should be this for this cost should be this much better than Senbon Dokkan. Give Mamemon love, Bandai. Stop hating
Yeah,
on
if you
Mamemon.
compared this to another 9-cost option card that also is supposed to spam the board, this card is ridiculous. It does way more.
Yeah. No, it does. It does do a lot. It does do a lot. I didn't realize how much this card did until after I got back from Nats and I really started like messing with this. I was like, oh, yeah, this card is
Yep, that's putting it lightly.
unfair.
All right, and then those were our picks for banned and limited, and then we do have one pair ban, and then I don't know if this is likely to happen, but this is what has been tossed around in the community a whole lot, even a couple of us here. Everybody wants Huddy dealt with in one way or another, and the more popular way would be to pair ban the CS rookies with either Huddymon itself or with the Shikalmon. So that way you can't multiple loop them over and over again with the inheritables.
Yeah, and this is probably the safest way to go about without hitting Chitose. Or without maybe taking Shikamon to one. But as we've seen before, like pair bans don't really work. Like an early pair ban will eventually end up in a ban, as we've seen before. Like it's like a band aid, not really like a
Yeah, you're
true
saying like they'll
fix.
find another way around.
Yeah, I mean, it happened
Yeah,
with
Ko and Seo.
Yeah.
the
Seo and Ko.
Blue Galaxy, Seo and Co. Yeah, Ko and Seo, whatever. A pair ban is an easy fix. It's not a good long term fix because as cards keep coming out, people find ways to abuse them more
It's true.
readily.
Those aren't supposed to be there.
But yeah, I think instead if they're not going to restrict it, then yeah, a ban list, a ban pair or whatever it's called needs to happen.
Yeah, I don't know if it's likely to happen, but I think that's what everyone is expecting that will happen.
Yeah, it's hard to see them ban another secret. I don't think they will.
Have they banned a
Just
secret
a
yet? I
Poppy.
can't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, it's Anubis. Or a
And
Poppy.
Oh,
then
that's right. That's
following
right. That's
is
right.
our picks for unbans.
Ooh,
And
I've heard of this one a lot.
Oh, this is
I
such a
am a
bad take.
control
This is such a
player
bad
at
take.
heart.
This
Okay,
is such
this
a
is
bad
not a
take.
bad take. This is a perfectly healthy for the game take, especially considering the best decks in the format consistently get their OTK attacker to 20,000 plus DP.
Okay, tell you what, you can have this combo back if you unban Gabumon X, and the rest of the Garuru line that was hit from Tribal Garuru. Give me all my Garurumon stuff back, and you can have this back. Yeah,
The-
from
From
everything,
1815?
the
From 15?
Gabumon, the
No.
Garurumons, the Were Garurumon.
I'm
It was
pretty
the
sure that
promo
this
word,
combo
but
bodies
yeah.
that.
Okay, then we'll test it.
Like,
Because remember, I unsuspend and protect myself from battle.
right, and then I block it 4 times.
I mean, if you have 4
Yeah.
bodies out there, yeah.
But I mean, the original Garuru OTK, wasn't it
bars.
like a precise 5 or 6 security OTK?
Yeah, you usually want to get like a chip in. So like I'd have to go first and get that chip in to have a chance.
But yeah,
But-
this essentially functioned
and
as
that-
nothing
okay,
more
so what he
than
just
a
said
meta roadblock.
why-
Like, if you couldn't deal with a 15k blocker, then your deck, like, needed to be 2.
It's not even a roadblock; it's a sinkhole. Like decks just can't like a roadblock. I guess roadblock also works because like you just can't get around it. That's the issue.
It's a meta
like
check. Is it
well,
also?
it's
It never won
so
anything.
much so that
I don't even know that it topped
No, but
anything. This was one that was purely
if
people
this got
being
unbanned,
upset.
if this got unbanned, Vortextramon tier 0.
I don't know that
Game
they would
over.
make room for this. I mean, the card itself would be good, but I don't know that the Vortex deck would make room for this specifically, because it needs the egg and like the line.
Oh, no. I just mean everyone's gonna run Vortextramon
Oh
to
yeah,
get around
absolutely.
this combo.
Which is another thing. Like, there are now outs to it, and they will absolutely print another card that is a fight spell. Vortextramon will not be the last one. It will just be the first one. I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes
Yeah,
Green's
yeah.
mechanic the same way it has for Magic and other card games.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me back my
yeah,
boy.
I
Quit
can see
being
that happening.
scared. Let me have control in this turn 2 OTK game. Like, stupid.
No.
I honestly I don't think that the Mother Shoto is the big boogeyman that people freaked out and made it out to be. Like, yes, it was it difficult to get around? Yes. Was it impossible? No. And like Bane said, like
By
what does
itself, it
Rukemon get
gets
to?
to
Like
17.
25,000?
Yeah.
I mean, he's huge. And he has piercing, like, so it's fine. Like, I don't think it is an awful take to have this unpair band. I do think that it does create a roadblock, like Randy said, for certain decks.
Yeah.
Like Hoodiemon just loses to this, which is probably not a bad thing. But if we are trying to go into a more wide meta, this is not necessarily a bad thing. I do think it does bring control aspects more to the forefront to
Can't bring
where
something that doesn't
um,
exist to the forefront. Control in this game is
slower
terrible.
decks.
It always has been.
Right.
Did you say? I just want to make sure I heard
Yeah.
correctly. Did you say you don't think this is a bad take? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
Gabe agrees.
Okay. Well, I will say.
Yes. I
Yeah.
don't
Sorry. Go
think
ahead.
that it's. Yeah. I don't think that it's a bad take to have this come back. I think that it was people overhyped it, and yes, was it a pain in the ass? A little bit, yeah. But like when it was at its quote unquote hype, it wasn't in lists that were topping. It wasn't the big bad boogeyman that people made it out to be when
I got you. I got
it
you.
was first discovered. That's
Okay.
all I'm saying. It, it,
Yeah.
it, it is a pain in the butt a little bit, yes, but I don't think that it was as big of an issue as
Well,
it
what
was
is a
brought
bad
to be,
take
thought to be.
is all these Greymon players who have this copium that think this card will ever come back.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
What the fuck is
No,
Greybot
but
doing?
so here's the thing.
He doesn't do
Similar to
anything.
Hidden Potential, this card can be too strong of a catalyst because they gave you Alterous mode.
yeah.
You're just gonna cheat your way up, and and I
Yeah.
feel bad because like I think before Alterous mode there was an argument that you could bring this back today, but because Alterous mode exists, this just tips the scales too much, in my opinion. Is you're just cheating all the way
You
up.
have to play a tie, and you have to play a 3-cost tie, which there's not
It
good
doesn't matter. You
3-cost
play it
ties. The
for
black
free
one is
because
all
of
we have.
EX1 Greymon.
Right. And then you go into what mega? None of these
You go
megas
into
have
stuff
staying
that's
power.
not Greymon.
It's
You're
3
The
plus
thinking
1.
specifically
Raid,
Greymon,
piercing.
whereas
I guess it's
no,
no.
even
The
if you
card
go
is
into Greymon,
specifically
it has
Greymon named.
protection. The card literally has protection in its alternates.
That protection is not good. It's not good. It is limited protection that requires me to bottom deck a resource. You wouldn't even play this for the protection, because then the only other way you have the protection is you play the promo Alterius mode. But then you have to stack your deck of a solid red color that evo's on top for 2, and you have to take up slots of your ultimate levels in that ratio, and you might even
Correct
have
me
to
if I'm
run
wrong.
more.
Doesn't Black or Gray X Antibody have protection?
No, the only
Oh
protection
wait,
that comes
no,
from
your
Greymon's
protection is
archetype
from the Tamer.
is these two.
it's from the Tamer. And
That's your
then
protection.
you
The not
just
time
you
Tamer.
also just go into
Oh,
like
the
ruin mode,
Yuya.
which I'm pretty sure is Digidane's argument is
Yeah.
this card allows you to go into ruin mode for I think 1 or 0 memory based on the line because you just play it with Shine Greymon.
What's the 6 you go? Oh yeah, that makes sense. But also, as a Shine Greymon player, I can tell you right now, I will abuse this card. Geo Greymon, bye bye.
Yeah.
Like I just run Greymons as my 4, and now I'm cheating
Yeah.
all day. Well, I don't say bye to the newest Geo Greymon, but I say bye to the others, and I just cheat my way out with this card.
Well, and there's the red and black Rise Gray too,
It's not great, but it has Sec +1,
It-
so it's okay.
which has
Marcus
Sec plus
just
one.
says any
And well,
Digimon
it
Digivolves
plays it.
into
That's
It
true.
plays
Greymon,
a
right?
tamer.
So you can turn Marcus sideways and turn Agumon into this for free, and then go with
Correct.
this into the
Yeah.
level 5 that gives it a
5.
Russian alliance and do even more things. Yeah,
Yep.
seems a little bit ridiculous.
Yep.
I just want War Greymon to be relevant again. That's all I want.
You're getting a gold border War Greymon.
And
You're getting
he's
it.
War
You're
Greymon's
getting
do
gold
nothing.
bordered promo.
None of you understand that.
understand.
War Greymon
I
does
understand
fucking
it.
nothing in the deck. There's not a
So
good
then
War
you
Greymon
just-
in the game. The best one we
So
have
then why are
is
you
You
mad that
just
it's-
qualified for Nets with the
No,
War
the
Greymon.
promo's good.
He's
That's
in the list.
Omnimon.
You
That's
played
not
War
the same
Greymon in
thing.
it.
Yeah, but he's a combo piece. He's a piece for the boss monster. He himself is
Hey
not
man,
the boss
Digimon's a
monster.
team game, bro.
War Greymon is the boss monster. No,
Team game.
no. War Greymon and Metal Grumon have their own archetypes.
Bro, even the water boy,
Yeah,
Luke wants like the
Tommy-
water boy, but he better.
No, dude. No, dude. It's just War Greymon does nothing. There's not a
Yeah.
good War Greymon in the game. Black War Greymon
So then
is
why are
barely
you mad about
relevant.
it? You're not playing it anyways. Who cares?
Because then my deck would be relevant again. I've been fucking coping with
No,
War
it
Greymon
wouldn't.
since
If
day
it-
fucking
if-
zero.
If your argument that the boss monsters don't do anything, what's the point of playing the deck with this in it if the boss monsters don't do anything?
Because at least I'll be able to turbo up and apply a little more pressure instead of staying in the back for like 5 turns where I'm already dead at this point because the entire deck is built
To do
around
nothing?
doing
You can turbo into a card that does nothing.
yes.
What is the point of that? That makes no sense. This is backwards. This doesn't make any
Because
sense.
the deck
man.
is so fucking slow.
So why do you care?
Oh my!
To
Oh
do
my
nothing.
TCG,
It's slow to do
Jesus.
nothing.
It's so.
It's slow
This
to do
will help
nothing.
it speed
You're turboing
up.
into nothing. To do
Oh,
nothing. You're gonna turbo into nothing.
I turbo into something that gets blown over by a fucking whistleblower, sure, but at least I can apply a little more pressure than just staying in the back for all turn where I get diddled by somebody all fucking
I don't know
game.
if we can use that now.
I'm so sick of people.
Wow.
Yeah, typical War
Yeah,
Greymon.
Wow.
Typical War Greymon player.
I just want it back.
All right. Well, moving on.
All right, that's enough of
This
that.
card can come back, and I think it would do nothing.
This is another take
All
I
right,
had.
this
Yeah, I don't care. This can come back. And I used to
Yeah,
play.
I
Yellow
did too.
Hybrid,
That
and
was like
bring it
my
back
main
and show
deck
what-
when this got hit, and even now,
Like it might make some fun pet decks again. Like you can do some funny Terriermon, Lotmon base Yellow Hybrids. You can do some fun stuff like that, but and maybe some Marcus stuff. But I think this ultimately
Yeah.
does nothing. It's similar to Tommy coming back. People are gonna be excited, and then 2 weeks later it's gonna be like, oh,
yeah,
who
pretty
cares?
much. And
Doesn't.
even the yellow hybrid
That's
decks
kind of why I put it
now,
on there.
I don't think would want to play it because it doesn't have an inheritable.
yeah.
And
Well, I think it's crazy that we're in a meta that
yeah, that
hybrid
is also
decks are too
ridiculous.
slow.
I didn't
Like,
think about that.
A deck that doesn't need a rookie to go from a tamer into a mega and everything else is too slow.
With the exception of Purple Hybrid, I think that deck still has hands. But yeah, in general, too slow.
I think even Purple Hybrid is a little bit too slow now too. Like I love Purple. The original Purple Hybrid deck with the band Matt was and is my favorite deck I've ever played. To this day, hands down. And I think that it's even if you had the Matt, it would probably still be relevant, but I think it's too
That's
slow.
fair.
Having to play your tamers out without having to play your tamers out paying full cost is too slow. Taking a turn
Especially
to
with
play your tamers out.
Time
feels
Stranger
bad.
decks can play Abyss Sanctuary, Aegeomon, Danyuki,
Yeah.
and Theater all in one action on one turn. It's kind of ridiculous.
Bonkers.
I love hybrid decks, and they're just too slow now.
When
Long
did this
time
get hit?
ago,
It was
yeah.
like years ago, like 3 years ago now.
It was before. It was before then because I've been
Dude,
playing
this
for
got
3
hit
years, and this was
right
before my
out
time.
Yeah, because it got hit
this-
like BT 9.
Yeah, this got hit right
right
after.
9 or 10.
It was right before I think we got BT8 or BT9. It didn't live long.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I do remember that. It was alive in BT8 because it was
Okay.
full power when Black Hawk Greymon was relevant back then. But that's probably
All
it.
right.
All right, Randy.
Are all of your timestamps
Yeah,
Greymon
they are.
based, dude? All of your time references are based around different Greymon decks.
Word.
Yes, because I'm a Greymon player.
So, ironically, and I don't know, some people might disagree, but I actually don't think this card's going to be broken in the sense of like what the current set is. It's a very good loot piece, but the card has to survive the check in security, and with decks like Time Stranger, where like a good chunk is like level 6s and higher, it's gonna die a lot in security, so it's not gonna get the end of attack trigger. It's a draw 2, I get it, but that's about it. And I think it could make for some fun pet decks, like going back to OG cross style. But I think ultimately, with the new cross 6 that we're getting, which nobody's talking about, that card and that deck is going to be fun for me when I bust that out at locals and people don't understand the loop function of it, or capabilities of it. So I think that will still be the X6, X7 decks are still going to be the go-to, but this will still allow for like some fun lower to the ground rush style. But I don't think in any way it'll be any more broken than like current Shot One is right now, and it's not broken by any means.
Yeah, because you can't.
Can someone explain why this
It
card
was
was
too
limited
fast
in
and
the first place
aggressive
to
for
me?
the
'Cause
game when it came out.
I wasn't here
It
for
was
that.
like hyper aggressive. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
And now this card, like, just all it does is just draw 2, because you can't even give this, at least this low to the ground jamming. I don't even
No.
think you give jamming at all in this deck,
Correct.
can you?
There's no jamming.
Then it's like it's end of attack trigger to do it. So, and chances are, especially nowadays, that thing's probably gonna die in security,
Right.
more than likely.
I think
You
a
know,
level 5
you're too
reduces
low to be
security,
swinging.
doesn't it? Or is it just board?
There's a level 4 that lets you. I believe one of them does a -2 security to
No, the
-2
cross
gauge of
5,
security.
it's
So
-1 to everything and security, right? For each of its colors? Or is it just the board?
no, just the board, and that's a cross
Okay.
6, 7. I forgot which one it is, but yeah, the EX6 is what it is. Shaman EX6
Yeah.
is the one, but it's just to the board, not
Okay.
security. But there's a Durulumon that I think gives -2 to security when attacking.
I'm curious to
Or
see
it might
if
just be a
that
your
is.
turn,
Let me see.
actually, just general your turn. Your -2 to your opponent's security.
I don't want this to come back because I hate seeing this deck. I don't want it to do anything. It already has too many toys. And being a deck that plays 40,000 Tamers a turn and has essentially 2 hands it can play from is dumb, and I hate it. There needs to be more Tamer interaction in
The
the
control
game.
So
player
what's
doesn't want to rush
Correct.
deck. Shocker.
Yeah, because rush decks are stupid.
Yeah, that the
Yeah.
old
What-
Durulumon is -2 to security.
what is the difference between, this deck and something like Hunters that, from what you're just saying, essentially does the same thing by playing out Tamers?
So when are you
Regardless,
talking about like in reference to when this got banned, or just now?
No, well, like Bane just said, that plays out a bunch of Tamers each turn.
Hunters
Like,
can't kill
Hunters
you
essentially can do the same
in
thing,
one
right?
turn with 17 different bodies that all have rush, and killing them does nothing. Hunters will
Okay.
attack you
Yeah.
one time and then die in security,
Okay.
and then
And also, in Hunters, if you get your one big stack and it gets killed, it doesn't have as much recursion as the cross decks do. It has some, but yeah,
Right, 'cause
exactly.
the top
But
end doesn't have the
never
save.
all of it.
also the new mono Tamer doesn't
Yeah, this is
work
before my time,
in
so I wasn't sure.
Hunters. I don't think.
No, I don't believe so. I think it specifically says
It says Twilight in the first effect, and
Twilight
it doesn't do
and Cross.
anything for Twilight. I remember.
Yeah.
Mono?
I mean, it tucks the Twilight card.
Yeah, it's just Cross. The first effect is Cross and Twilight, but the other effect is only Cross. So like it actually doesn't do anything for Twilight.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Yeah, it's just the main's just Cross.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Which,
Yeah,
sure,
Dom was
Dark
pretty mad
Knight
about
Mon
it.
players are upset about that. Shout out to Dom, the only
there's-
Dark Knight Mon
No,
player.
there's also that one guy who cheats with
Yeah, I've
Dark
seen.
Knight. There's that one guy.
Is it the same guy that got caught cheating both times with Dark Knightmon, or is that two different Dark Knightmon players cheating?
I hope it's the same one.
I don't remember. That was
sad
a while ago now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate this card. I hate this support. I don't want to deal with this. There needs to be more meaningful interaction than Tamers that aren't just in black. But yeah, that was our rundown and thoughts and opinions on the ban list that will be out in the next couple of days. Most of it nonsense. Some of it pure speculation, but we shall see.
Hopefully, they do things that are well thought through.
First time playing a Bandai card game.
Healthy for the game.
I agree.
Yeah, that shows.
Yes.
Well, but here's hoping.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, gentlemen.
All right.
Good talk.
All right. Well, good job, guys. I'm glad we got to have our takes
Hope
out.
you guys enjoyed the video.
Yep. Don't.
And like and subscribe. Share with your friends.
Yes, sir. Share this to a Greymon player who also feels the same way as me. Because come on, man, I don't even care about Greymon X anymore. How I feel deep down, I just want some decent Greymon support, please.
Not gonna happen.
Please. That's all I want.
War Greymon is regulated
I
to
know. I'm coping
Charizard.
really hard over here, man. It's
He's
rough.
He's done. He won't be good.
Yeah.
And luckily, he's not expensive though, so that's what you. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great intro deck.
Hey, you say that,
I
but
will
try
say, I
being a
think-
Charizard fan in the Pokemon card game.
I do think we get a dual card War Grey guy.
That would be sick.
I just don't think it'll be that great.
It'll still cost 8 to
Yeah.
kill one
that'd be
Digimon. The Digivolve, it's literally
knows,
just
maybe
the two structure
the
deck
War
cards,
Grey
right?
will do
The
something.
Gaia Force on the bottom half and structure deck War Greymon on the top half. Just
War Greymon.
terrible.
Oh my god, no, don't say that, dude. Don't say that
You
to
want me
me.
to delete a 4K or less?
Oh no, dude.
Yeah.
If that happens,
Pop a
I
floodgate.
quit the game. I quit the game if that happens. Straight up. All right, guys.
All right. Well, thanks for
Have a
watching,
good night.
guys.
Yep. See you guys next time.